In terms of lead generation for mortgage companies, leads from organic SEO are one of the lowest cost per lead source out of any marketing tactic, bar none. And unlike traditional advertising or Google Ads, SEO and search is on 24/7 with no ad spend required. In this video, I will demonstrate examples of what mortgage and home loan keywords that people are searching for and outline a simple 4-step process on how to get started with mortgage broker SEO, how to identify the right mortgage and home loan keywords, how to balance competition for those search terms with search volume, and a stepwise process for writing content that will help you capture more leads from SEO. Hi everyone, I'm Toby Danilchuk with 39 Celsius Web Marketing Consulting. We're an SEO and digital marketing company headquartered in Temecula, California, just outside San Diego and Los Angeles. We have been marketing in the mortgage and real estate niche for over 10 years. And before we get into the content, if you found any of this video helpful or insightful, please leave me a like on the video and a comment or question or share the video. Okay. So, when the mortgage market shifts, as it has recently, take the time to build a solid foundation on lead generation through search engine optimization and optimized content. This will put you on a trajectory for consistently growing leads without paid ads. Greater exposure in Google with thousands of daily mortgage and home loan searchers insulates you from the market turmoil with a consistent flow of traffic and leads. Every day, people search near you for thousands of topics and answers to home financing and mortgage questions. But if you don't have content on those topics, Google has no reason to show you or your website, and thus that traffic is left to your competitors. The good news is that many mortgage lenders don't have any SEO or content strategy to capture this traffic. So for those companies that embrace it, you have an opportunity you can capitalize on. A data-driven content strategy combined with SEO will insulate you and your company from the down fluctuations in mortgage demand. Plus, now you have content to share with your prospects, which you can send out via email newsletters, break it up into smaller bite-sized pieces for social posts, and include it in lead nurturing programs that all lead back to your website. And again, if you don't have that content, you have nothing to say, and it's hard to position yourself as the trusted guide to someone for such an important emotional commitment as buying a home and a mortgage loan. But let me tell you a quick little story that demonstrates the power of organic SEO marketing and investing in that. It was in San Diego in the early 2000s that I came to understand this transformational power of SEO optimized content and Google organic searches and traffic. My wife and I had just started our own retail company importing furniture and home decor. She stayed with her job to support us while our company got going. Stay with me here as I promise it'll tie into your mortgage niche. After all, home mortgages and furniture do correlate well. But because we were a retail store, all our startup money was tied up in inventory. We were cash poor and asset rich. This led me to build our company's first website and focus all my attention on ranking in Google for economically valuable terms. Google organic traffic is on 24/7 with people searching for what we had to offer and not tied to any budget in Google Ads. After lots of hard work, we ranked in the top 3 positions for dozens and hundreds of terms in Google, Bing, and Yahoo. It was crazy. The exposure was great. All the while, the big brands were sleeping on this free traffic and were nowhere to be found, and many are today, relying too much on conventional marketing tactics and channels, cozying up to realtors. But as a result of this exposure to daily searchers in Google, Bing, and Yahoo, we started receiving orders from people from around the country. They would call or email me, "Hey Toby, I was searching on the web and I saw a table you have on your website. Is it possible for you to ship that to me?" The result was that we went from being a little local store in a suburb of San Diego to having a national distribution of our products, all because of SEO. And so while that story is in a different niche than mortgage finance and home loans, the situation is no different for you. You see, every day, all day long, 24/7, people search in Google for thousands of different terms around mortgages. But again, if you have no content on your website for those topics and questions people are searching for, then you won't see any of that free traffic. It will instead go to your competitors that are creating that content. But here's where it gets exciting. Let me demonstrate what I mean. Here's a small sample of the different topics and questions people search for with just one mortgage subtopic related to types of home loans. The intent of this query is likely someone just starting information gathering. So definitely worthwhile to get this type of searcher to your website and into a lead nurturing campaign. The monthly search volume for this subtopic within the mortgage niche is almost 20,000 per month. And this includes 593 keyword variations. I guarantee a good portion of these people need a mortgage soon. But there are even more variations to this topic. Look at all these questions people are asking. There are questions under what, how, why, can, are, and more. What questions? What are the different types of mortgage loans? What are the different types of home loans? What are some different home loan options for first-time buyers? How questions? How does a mortgage loan work in the U.S.? How do you get the best mortgage rates? How to locate lenders offering a foreign national mortgage loan? How to qualify for a USDA loan? Why questions? Why do they call it a mortgage instead of a home loan? Why does a home loan keep getting sold? Can questions? Can a non-U.S. citizen or resident get a mortgage loan? Can a Canadian apply for an FHA loan in the USA? Are questions? Are FHA home loans better than VA loans? The opportunity is there. People are asking Google questions and searching for information non-stop. And you don't have to be a big player to capitalize on this free traffic. But you do have to have a content strategy combined with data-driven SEO. This keyword niche has a total of 3,000 total searches per month. Notice all the variations. How to buy a second home with no money down. How to buy a second home. How to buy a second home and rent the first home. Should I buy a second home? Can I buy a second home with a VA loan? Lots of niche opportunities to capture this search traffic. And there are hundreds, rather thousands of different topics like this that you can capture. So the next question is, where do you start? Take a look at this example, buying a second home. Start with identifying your customer segments. Any good strategy starts with the customer. Whom do you want to target? This will dictate your keyword research and content strategy. Is it millennial first-time buyers, VA loan customers, second home buyers, cash out refi customers? What each of these customer segments is searching for varies greatly. And how you speak to them is different from one customer segment to the other. Next, develop customer persona worksheet for each customer segment. Things to include in this are the background of the persona. Is it a single mom, married, working professional? Demographics, age, gender, education, lifestyle, active, motivations. What questions arise during the sales cycle? What do they need to hear to become a customer? What do they absolutely have to become a customer? And what info do they need to know before making a purchase? What are their wants? Do they have limitations? What limitations does this persona have? These questions can also be used to develop additional content for the site for SEO. This first step helps you write content with that ideal customer in mind and ensures everyone is on the same page about who it is you are targeting and what their needs and wants are. The latter helps develop calls to action and lead magnets for lead nurturing campaigns. The second step, research and identify topics and mortgage keywords. We'll use 3 free Google tools: Google Trends, Google Ads Keyword Planner, and normal Google search results pages. Let's assume one of your targets is first-time millennial buyers. Without access to paid SEO tools, the first place I'm going for topic and keyword research is Google Ads and Google Trends, both of which are free. Google Trends will give top-level analysis with suggestions for other phrases and topics. It's big data. Let's type in first-time home buyer and see what the chart looks like. We can see how that search term has been trending since 2017. And you can change the date range, and in this case I chose the last 5 years. Here's another important search phrase that reflects older adults with more discretionary income: how to buy a second home. This term is more niche and lower volume, as you can tell in the line chart variability swings. Now if we scroll down, there's a table that shows related and top queries. The first is the rising queries, queries that are gaining in search interest. And we can see that some of these terms are labeled breakout, meaning they are trending up. And then there are the top queries, the most searched variations. Use these to help you see the bigger picture trending and identify additional topics and keywords that you can write about for SEO purposes. You should also use a standard Google search to help you generate additional content ideas. So for example, I typed in buying a second home. You will notice for this query a section called People Also Ask. These are actual questions people are asking Google related to your search that you can include in your content or use as standalone articles. And if you scroll to the bottom of the search results page, you will see even more ideas. In both of these cases, Google is telling you exactly what else people are searching for in addition to your search phrase. So take a hint and utilize these topics too, since it was important enough for Google to display. Next, let's discuss the Google Ads Keyword Planner. Take these ideas from Google Trends and the search results pages and use the Google Ads Keyword Planner to get more granular search data that will help you refine your selection about what content to produce first. You'll have to create a Google Ads account in the beginning to use this tool, but it's free. And after that, you can get to the Keyword Planner under Tools and Settings and Planning. Then you will have two options for keyword research. Start with Discover New Keywords. Then, after you've chosen Discover New Keywords, you have two options. Start with keywords or start with a website. And for this demonstration, we're starting with keywords. So type in buying a second home. Now, I won't go into all the features of this tool, but right away we can see that it gives us valuable data such as average monthly searches, Google Ads cost per click, which is a reflection of economic value, and it shows us competition. And at the top, it actually suggests additional search terms you can use and add to the tool and rerun it. Next, we need to decide which keywords to go after. One of the ways you can sort out which exact phrases to go after is by looking at keyword volume and then the competition. The ideal situation, of course, is high volume and low competition, provided the intent of the search phrase is valuable. And those keywords do exist even though mortgage finance is a somewhat competitive space. Remember though, 15% of the searches Google sees in a day it has never seen before. Search is not static. More competition for a search phrase means it will take longer and require more work to gain meaningful traction. A suggestion for you is to export these keywords to Excel and create a column that takes volume and divides it by competition. This will give you a normalized number to compare terms with. The important thing with this approach to developing content is that we're developing a data-driven strategy for SEO. These aren't random mortgage home loan topics that some people think you should write about. Add these terms to a spreadsheet you can refer back to for developing your content. Now, step 3, develop a Content SEO template. It's time for more qualitative research here, observational notes if you will. Once you have an idea of the topics, look at the top 5 pages that rank in Google for those terms and pay attention to the following. Word count. Make a note of how many words they are writing. Just a rough estimation is all you need, not an exact count. Are the pages using 600 words, 1500 words, or 2000 words or more to cover the topic? Images. Are they using images or infographics? Video. Are they using any embedded video? FAQs. Are they answering any FAQs on the page? Subtopics and subheadlines. What are they? Tone and style. Casual or professional? Now you know how much content the highest ranking pages are using to cover the topic sufficiently and other features of the ranking pages. So your goal before writing is to think about how you can improve upon the content. Can you represent any data as an infographic? What other images can you include that would be helpful? Remember, image search has significant volume. So include images in your post, and some images or graphics can be for aesthetics, just to break up the content. What about embedded video? Can you have someone on your team create a short video, host it on your YouTube channel, and embed it on the page that is also about the same topic? Not everyone likes to read, and equally important, it gives you another opportunity to rank on the video tab in Google search. Below is an example of my site ranking a page in the #1 spot within the Google Video tab with an embedded YouTube video. And it's not just producing the content, but also developing a strategy to rank in multiple places within a Google search results page. FAQs, people also ask, image search, the video tab, and more. Next is step 4, create a content calendar. If you're serious about steadily growing traffic from Google searches, which you should be, develop a content calendar. Below is an example of what that content calendar might look like. In this example, we were writing 4 articles per month. We were also included a field for the subtopics to be covered in this article, along with the approximate estimate of the content length. We have columns for the following: month, target audience, topic category, keyword density, article title, subtopics for each article. And finally, step 5, write the content. You are now armed with lots of actionable data about the keyword topic. Leverage your SEO template and customer persona worksheet that you developed earlier while writing your post. Everyone has their own writing process, so I won't go into depth about writing that here. But writing is obviously one of the final steps. So, conclusion, I hope this has helped you understand mortgage SEO and how to approach the process of writing content that helps you capture search traffic in Google. There are additional steps to SEO, including local SEO, which is a different process than outlined here, site architecture, internal linking and silo strategies, additional on-page SEO considerations, and technical SEO. But it all starts with content, and without content, you have nothing to rank. And the ending to our personal SEO story above was ironically that we ended up doing so well with ranking in Google that our main supplier, which represented about 70% of our sales, was getting complaints from other locations nationwide that we were stealing business from them because their retail customers were finding us online. Sadly, as a result, the supplier decided not to sell to us anymore. Oh, the irony. But it all worked out in the end, right? So if you need help with SEO, please contact me directly. We can help in all aspects of search engine optimization, from developing data-driven content, roadmaps, website SEO, YouTube SEO, and other areas such as Facebook ads and more. But if you have more SEO questions, please leave a comment or email me directly at toby@39celsius.com. And again, if this was helpful in any way, please give me a like, share it, or comment below. And until next time, I will see you on the web.